What's up, guys? It's Devilor here, and this is, so you remember how I was playing Snoopy? Yeah, this is another childhood game. Frogger's Adventure the Rescue. I could kind of talk about what this game is, but let me just show you. Frogger game with a story, imagine that. Oh, okay. I think the frame rate's a bit too high on that. Story really doesn't matter.
Really?
I'm pretty much just gonna be skipping it. But so this game works on a grid system. Yeah, it does a checkpoint. You can change which direction you're facing. You also have a jump that'll skip one spot. If there's an enemy there, it'll still hit you, but you can cross gaps like that. And this is, the best way I can describe it is basically a puzzle platformer. Oh, I'm dumb. You gotta push past. There we go. This game is very simple, but it's very fun. One that I played a lot growing up. Like I said, game from my childhood. And seeing as how games from my childhood is the only category of games that I've actually finished for the channel. Yeah, this is a good idea of what a lot of the puzzles in this game are like, moving these things around, so that way you can get to where you need to go. Far from the best game in all of history, but it's fun and I like it, and it makes me happy, so. That was supposed to be the tutorial, but I already know how to play. Because like I said, game that I grew up with, well, at least at this point, I hope I know what I'm doing. Yeah, there are 3 levels plus a boss for each world, and this is the start of the first world, Firefly Swamp. Pretty simple, just getting your bearings, really. You can actually get to just the end of the level pretty quickly for most of these, if you know where you're going and what you're doing. So you can move pretty fast in this game. Yep, just look at him. Look at him go. Oh yeah, I forgot. The other big gimmick is the tongue, which you can just kind of stick it out and collect things from far away, as well as interact with these. Anything that has like a handle on it. Usually if it's a platform like that, it'll have handles on all directions. Otherwise, it'll only have handles on 1 or 2 directions. But there has to be a handle if you want to push it.
What is that?
This is called foreshadowing, Frogger. Probably. Oh, that was my phone. Yes, that was Monster Hunter. Whoops. That's actually the first time I've tried to collect everything on that path. Otherwise, it's just this. Oh. Really showcasing my proficiency at this game here. I should stop talking. I should really just stop talking.
Huh? What is that?
Yeah, the platforming can get pretty fast in this game, sometimes. Otherwise, it's just me being stupid. There we go. That's better. Yeah, normally that is how I finish that level. Just that last part where I actually succeeded, as opposed to dying 4 times on the easiest part. I was mashing X to skip the dialogue. I don't want to hear it. game actually has some surprisingly good music too. If you know what you're doing with these levels, especially these early ones, you can tear through them in like a minute and a half. I mean, even with those deaths, it was a minute 28 on the game's timer, so... Again, you can move pretty fast when you want to. First world isn't super interesting, but it gets a lot more interesting later on. It's more so just get you to more so just to get you accustomed to everything. I can English, I promise. They could have fooled me, honestly. The amount of times I flub my words is a lot larger than I would ever care to admit or count. Especially when I'm at work. And sometimes these platforming sections will require you to move fast, because they'll have obstacles that will drop out from underneath you, or just kill you if you're on them too long, like these. Sometimes there'll be enemies that'll go over certain parts and you need to keep moving on so that you don't die. Again, right now it's not super interesting, but it gets more interesting later on. Also, I didn't mention, but if you hear the higher pitch chiming as you collect more coins, I'm sure you've seen me do this, but if you collect 8 of them, you get like a bonus amount of coins. And as opposed to your Marios and Sonics, where 100 coins will get you a life, it's only 50 for this. And then there are those poles which, if you hit with your tongue, you'll get pulled across. And your tongue actually has 2 tile range, so it'll take you further than a jump can. So you'll see a lot of scenarios where you'll have to use your tongue to get over, as opposed to just making a jump. I'll say your tongue can also collect collectibles out of range, as I'm sure you've been seeing. I hit the button to churn. Why say churn? I meant to say turn. There. There we go. Yeah, I'll say this level especially is really short. That's one of the minor faults of this game being on a grid system. There'll be times when you think you're good and you can make the jump across when you can't. Yeah, let's go down first. Considering all the different environments that the game has you go through and how limited the gameplay itself is, I'm kind of surprised how much this game has you do. How enjoyable it all is, at least for me. Like I said, this is very much a puzzle. I hesitate to call it a puzzle platformer, but like that's really the only way I have to describe it, top-down puzzle platformer. These are probably going to be shorter episodes just because the levels are so quick. This is the third of 3 levels after this boss fight, and I've only been recording for 9 minutes. Kind of forgot how quick this game is. Part of me kind of wants to do, well, maybe I should do. I was kind of debating if I should do 1 or 2 worlds of video. Because otherwise this entire thing, no editing or anything, is just going to be like 10 minutes long.
A giant catfish is heading.
So, before you fight each boss, you'll get little tidbits from the characters as to how to beat them. But, again, I know what I'm doing. There's a catfish from earlier. Water bubbles, and then rock. Use rock to hit in face. Everything that falls will be broadcast. I usually like to... Why am I talking like other people are going to be playing this game? I usually like to move whenever, come on. So you can't actually miss with that, because it does only target, like, these three, depending on where he is. So if you're not in the right position, you could miss. Yeah, each of the boss, each attack has a telegraph. I'll always move just to make sure I'm not under a shadow when it comes to an attack like this. He's got one attack where he'll lift his whisker up and then just slam it down wherever it is. And then there's another one where if he... This one, you gotta jump over it. Like that. And it's over. 11 minutes. I think I can get away with doing another world. Yeah, let's go for it. So if I remember correctly, the point of each of the worlds is... Yeah, his story doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm trying to make it. It's a Frogger game. Okay, so now that we're in the second world, you're going to see some stuff like this. An optional side area for extra loot. Not very long, but it's nice to get the extra goodies. Otherwise, yep, that was almost a big mistake. Otherwise, it's pretty much just more of the same, just getting more complicated. No, sometimes. More complicated, less simple, whatever you want to call it. Ah, damn it. This is one of the downsides of this game. It's very possible to get into a situation like this where you just have to wait for the platform, which is not something I'm super good at doing. There we go. Now there are actually two paths across here. One, again, is the side path with goodies, and the other one is the path forward. So enemies have very strict patrol paths. One thing that's nice is anywhere that has a coin is guaranteed to be safe. So if you see an enemy make a full loop, or you see a coin on the ground, you know that spot's going to be safe. Here comes a really fun part. Each of those buttons stops traffic in that direction. And then using that, you gotta make your way through. You can actually get away with some pretty funny stuff. Yeah, damn it. I was about to say, if you're fast enough, you can actually follow the trucks. Let's see. Oh yeah, you actually don't have to push the buttons. Damn. At least if you're following traffic. Okay, so you can't cross, but you can follow the traffic. Good to know. Damn it. I should really stop doing this. Okay. Yep. I am not paying attention right now. Okay. Now. There we go. There we go. There's a lot you can get away with if you're fast enough in this game. Normally you'd have to go across, hit a button, come back across traffic multiple times. But you can actually just get away with that. Damn. So much for not being able to cross. It's a tight window though. Okay. Hey, got all the coins. Took a little bit longer because I kept dying because I'm a dumbass, but...
Frog, you don't have to... He's hanging...
Okay. I love the music for this stage specifically. Thought I was about to get run over there by the enemy. That would not have been good. Okay. Go. And bada bing bada boom. So we can't get in the elevator yet. So instead we gotta go through here and do some puzzles and platforming. There we go. A lot of times paths that have a reward on it will have those falling platforms or something that makes it so you can't just walk across and get what you need. But of course. I wait for it, and I wait for it, and as soon as I decide it's clear to go, that's when it pops out to go. There we go. Now let me go back and get that coin. That bag of 10 coins there. Because with my performance, I could use the lives. There we go. Bop, bop, bop. And zoom right back across, jump. And look at that, elevator time.
Going up.
Going up indeed, Frogger. Let's see, is there? Oh yeah, there is stuff down here. Wait, I keep forgetting is if this is the right way to go. Okay. Okay, so you did have to go do that. Couldn't remember. Anywhere that has coins is guaranteed safe. Go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's 8. There we go. Alright. Yeah, 18 minutes and almost done 2 worlds. Forgot how short this game can be. Again, if you know what you're doing.
It looks like...
This level used to give me so much trouble growing up. Because of the one bit at the end, which you can actually see from over here. Which is really neat. It's kind of cool how some of the how some of the levels are interconnected and stuff like that. All the worlds are definitely interconnected, but it's neat to see parts of the level where it's like, hey, I remember that part. I was just there. Come back to it later. Unfortunately, can't get over there just yet. Otherwise, this level would be really short. Go. If you go looking, there's no shortage of lives. That's not what I wanted. I meant to turn and then jump. And I hit the button a little too many times there. We're just not going to talk about that. There we go. 1, 2. That's what I wanted. What's really fun about this bit is you can just keep jumping up until there. Why is that fun? I don't know. It just is. Same here. So thankfully it does actually show you places you can jump off. Otherwise, depth perception would be a little bit confusing. Verticality doesn't really matter in this game. It's just 2D top-down grid. So your left, rights, and your ups and downs. Go. Can take this side path. Forgot how easy it is to get coins and lives in this game because I started with 3 lives. There is an option to increase the number of lives that you can get, or that you start with. If I remember correctly, 3, 5, and 7. But I haven't used that in a while. Growing up, I'd always use 7 because it kind of sucked at the game. But nowadays, I can more than get away with it. Because despite how many deaths I had early on, embarrassing deaths might I add, I'm up to 13 lives. Now this is the part that would always cause me problems growing up. Because it's a matter of both timing and speed. Because you gotta time it right so that the wrecking ball isn't on top of you when you go to move, because otherwise that happens. And then also a matter of speed to actually make it through in time. I forget how fast you can actually make it across, but you can actually go pretty fast if you know what you're doing. Again, that kind of boils this whole game down. Come on. Crap. I meant to hit X to jump across. It's a combination of speed and fast thinking to get through here. Chase scenes like this are a common, or I guess not necessarily chase scene, but chase sections are pretty common in this game as well. I don't want to say every world has one, but a lot of them do. Damn. Can't move quickly enough to get past that with the jump. Because, like, I had to count out my hops and then stop and go for the jump, which apparently I have an issue with. It'd probably help if I also counted out beforehand what exactly I need to do. It doesn't help that there's a tiny delay on jumping. There we go. Okay, so don't jump across, just go for the hidey hole. There we go. Depth perception at this point can be a little tricky. There we go. And second boss time. There we go. That took longer than it should have. Alright. So yeah, the other characters will give you information on how to beat the boss, which I don't need because, again, I've played this game before. For this one, you see gears on the ground. I'm sure you can figure out the rest. You know, it's funny, for the longest time, I thought the things on top of its head were its eyes, but you can actually see its eyes down towards the bottom instead. go. That's one down. Thankfully, boss progress remains if you die. So, unless I game over, it'll keep remembering that I did that here. And pretty much as soon as you see that, that lightning bit, that's where he's going to shoot. Yeah, a lot of these are, at least this one, is waiting around for things to happen so that you can go ahead and deal damage. Since you don't have any direct ways of dealing damage to any of the bosses. Well, I say direct ways, but it's not like Frogger just runs up and punches them in the face. And then that's how you deal damage. It's always, I say a puzzle, but a lot of it is just moving things around. The fourth boss is by far my favorite because it's one giant chase, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's see. A lot of the bosses are actually pretty fun. Not super difficult, just fun. It's not even too hard to figure out what you need to do for each of them, but they're fun little levels. And generally they're about as fast as the normal levels. And done. See, each of those gears wasn't technically dealing damage to the boss directly, but you need all 5 of them to do that. Alright. Let's see if my favorite cutscene will play out properly. Nope. Okay. We're just not gonna bother with that. I need to find what setting causes that. Alright, so throws you directly into the next level, which is the Molten Islands. But we're not gonna worry about that now, because half an hour, I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah, there's some pretty dumb stuff that I took care of. So, this is my completed save file, so we'll go ahead and showcase. I got through those, got through these, and we're here now. There are 7 worlds, 4 levels each. We got through 2. So, next time we're going to jump into Molten Island, and yeah, I'll see you there.